All set?
1 second. We should be
Yep.
good to go.
Perfect. And Noreen's here, correct? If I'm not
Yes, she
mistaken.
is.
Noreen, do you mind doing the roll call if that's possible?
Noreen, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, very good. Okay, Commissioner Bechter,
Here.
Commissioner Ekstrom, Commissioner Wagner.
I'm here.
Okay, Commissioner Karanian,
Here.
Chairman Payne,
Present.
Commissioner Bashand, Commissioner Dunning,
Here.
and Commissioner Elgalski.
Here.
Okay, you're all set.
Thank you, Noreen. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. No problem.
So if I'm not mistaken, we sat Sharon last month, I mean, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe
Yes.
this time we can do Judy, since Judy is here, if that's okay.
Do Judy, right.
Is that okay
Okay.
if we seat you, Judy, for
Yes.
an Audra's seat?
Yes, that's
If I can make
okay.
a motion? Okay. Anyone second that?
I second that.
Okay, that was Bill Beecher. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Noreen, do you mind reading the petition?
No, not at all.
Thank you.
Petition 00-21-04, Ronald Bartenstein, owner of the property at 55 to 57 Dartmouth Place, is seeking a variance from section 4.5, table A, to allow a staircase to encroach into the required 35-foot front yard setback. He is requesting a variance of 17 feet from the required 35 feet, which would reduce the required setback to 18 feet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is Ronald here?
I believe his daughter is available.
Okay.
Ms. Prescott, if you'd like to unmute and speak.
Can you hear us now? I tried plugging in my phone to charge. I think that might have affected the audio.
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, this is Kimberly Prescott, and I'm here with my father, Ronald Bartenstein. We're both on the call together.
No problem.
Great. If you could please state your name and address for us before you start speaking, that would be great.
Ron Bartenstein, the address in Newington is 5557 Dartmouth Place.
Perfect. And that's your present address?
That is a rental property right now.
Okay, just state your address, your home address.
My home address is 21 U Street, West Hartford, Connecticut.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
If you could give us an explanation of what you're looking to do with this petition?
Yes, what we would like to do is to build a set of stairs going to the second floor porch as an alternative emergency exit in case of a fire.
Okay. Is there anything anything else that you'd like to talk about it, or that's it, or?
Well, yes. I don't know if you have the picture, the diagram from NDC that there's a red line that shows the area of the sewer drainage pipes and that's it. That's the proximity to the porch is very close. It wouldn't be a viable option to either dig or build anything above that. If there was a leakage and they had to dig up that area to have stairs over that side of the porch. So our only viable option would be to build them to the side of the porch that affects the setback area.
So I don't know that this photo totally illustrates our purpose here, but I guess the biggest piece of it is the existing structure already falls within the setback area, which of course includes the existing structure, the existing porch. So the struggle that we're having is due to the location of the storage drainage pipes, the proposed location of this staircase coming off of the front side of the property is the only viable option just because of where these pipes are located underground. Just to kind of further illustrate the point, the staircase wouldn't exceed the existing structure. So where you have this photo illustrated here, it would come off the side of the porch, which is illustrated next to those dotted lines there, and the stairs would just, fall towards the front of the property, but again, not exceeding that existing building. So I guess just the struggle that we're having is the existing home sits within that 35 feet setback. We are just requesting to add an exterior staircase. That's all.
All right. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for the petitioners at all? And if so, if you could just state your names before you do ask the question.
Judy Igelski.
Go ahead, Judy.
Would anything have to be done to the pipes?
No, Judy. So that's a great question. The reason why we're requesting for the stairs to come off of the front side of the porch there is because it would not have any bearing on the existing sewer drainage pipes that are underground.
Okay.
We have no other solution because if it came off the side, it would affect. If it came off the back, it would affect those pipes. But coming off the front where we're requesting the variance for, it would have no bearing on the sewer drainage pipes. That's why, we're here this evening.
And basically, that's our only viable option because of the location of the sewer drainage pipes.
So this is Nicole. You can't go to the side a little bit because it looks like the sewer drainage pipes aren't right next to where that is out. It looks like it's kind of, bumped out about 6 to 8 feet or something after that, the steps.
And you're absolutely right, Nicole, but where the supports would go for the stairs would impede upon the location of those pipes. That's why we're requesting it off of the front where they don't lay underground anywhere within that area.
And also, again, if there was a leakage and they had to dig up that area with a backhoe to have a set of stairs in that location, and it would be not a feasible option. And they may say, we can't do anything. You need to take those stairs down. We can't get into that area.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions that anyone else has for the petitioners?
I do.
Has MDC offered any other option for you?
They have not. I mean, again, you could see that those pipes are on the side of the porch, and there was nothing that would impede building or digging a hole going through the area that we want to have the porch, have the stairs built. It's the only area there's nothing impeding the digging or worrying about something that's underneath that area that could possibly have to be dug up.
What did you mention about the red line?
Well, the red line is from them. That shows where the sewer drainage pipes are in the proximity to the porch, how close they are to the porch.
Okay.
I think it was Mike that had said something. Mike, was that you?
Mike Karanian. I got
Go
a quick question. This is an existing 2-family. Where do
Correct.
you have 2 separate egresses? And you said, because you mentioned you needed this for a fire, you wanted this for a fire escape or a fire egress?
As an alternative in case of a fire, yes, an alternative emergency exit.
But you should have two as it is standing, correct?
There are technically two, yes, but this would have one be forward facing towards the property and then one towards the back.
So that should not be considered a hardship. It's just something you want to add to the property.
But the hardship is the fact that the existing building is already encroached into the setback area. And again, to build something on the side over drainage pipes wouldn't be a viable option.
Okay.
Where are the two egresses now?
No,
When you say two addresses, do you mean the fact that it says 5557 Dartmouth Place? I don't understand.
Eric, do you think you can,
They're talking about your points of egress. So if somebody needs to leave the house during an emergency, what are currently your 2 points of egress from the house? You have a front door, obviously, for each unit, I would assume, or do they have one shared entrance?
The first floor has two exits, and that's what we.
right. So there's basically two exits from the second floor on the side of the property towards the rear of the property. So the reason that we're here requesting the variance is so that there would be one forward facing from the property, which would give a secondary exit from closer to the front of the property from the second floor. It's just a safety thing. In all seriousness, we've provided, stairs that you can, not stairs, a ladder that you could put out the window. It's just, we really want to make sure that our bases are covered in case of an instance of a fire. There would be two clear indications of an exit, one facing the back, one facing the front. The first floor is more distinct in that effort, and we're just trying to adhere to those same standards for the second level.
thank you. Any other questions for the petitioners?
This is Sharon. I don't understand. I don't think I understand this, the egress for the upstairs. I don't think I understand. How are they entering and exiting at 2 points on the second level?
So there's one exit towards the rear of the property, one of the doors, and then within the basement, there's a secondary set of stairs that takes you to the first level outside, and then to a door outside of the property towards the side of the property.
But they would have to go from the second floor to the basement, correct?
Exactly, which is why we're requesting the staircase, just so they have two distinct emergency exits.
Question, what's the year the house was built? Is it a newer home or?
No, it's an older home. I don't know the exact year, maybe 1917, 1912. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I believe it's circa early 20s or late teens. And it may even be in my staff report.
All right, perfect.
I had one other question. This is Sharon again. The numbers on the house, isn't it 50? Is it three buildings or whatever? It looked like from the address it was 55 through 57.
No, it's just the lower floor is 55.
It's just two apartments.
Yes, and the floor above it is 57.
That's correct.
Thank you, Sharon. Any other questions at all?
Mike Kranian again.
Okay, Mike.
Just quick, how long has that been a two-family house?
I believe 5 years.
So when it was converted to a two-family house, they never suggested putting a second set of stairs in from the upstairs?
You go.
Well, this was my father-in-law's house, and we always liked it. We purchased the house because we wanted to keep it in the family, and the house needed a lot of work. We invested a lot of time, effort, and money into the house. wasn't very profitable for a long time. Now there's a little bit of profit. We just figured this is the right thing to do for the tenants and for our peace of mind.
Oh, I fully understand that. The question was, did you ever know if you were asked to put a second set of stairs in when it was approved for a two-family?
Oh, no
Okay.
idea. Never.
Okay.
Was it always a two-family since it was two addresses?
It was technically, but because it was sort of family owned for quite some time, that, the two-family component kind of never came into play, as convoluted as a response as that is, if that makes sense.
Was it because it was just family and it was you were in two different residences technically because it was 55 and 57, just because it was family, didn't matter, I'm assuming. And now because you do have tenants now, you think yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions at all for the petitioners?
No, I don't.
All right. Eric, is there anything that you'd like to add at all to this, or?
No, I don't think so. I don't believe so. I mean, my staff report is there. The only issue that you guys are aware of is that there's no survey. That's why we have the little plot plan I just created off of GIS for it.
Yeah.
To demonstrate the front yard and the encroachment of the existing building there. So.
Okay, perfect. If I'm not mistaken, Eric, I'm assuming the other petitioner is on, if we wanted to move to that one before we went to the public participation.
I do not see, unless it's Jay on the attendee side.
Okay,
I don't know if that's not the name of the applicant, but I don't know who that is. So.
all right. Well, Noreen, would you like to read the second petition if possible?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Petition 00-21-05, Adrian Costa of 44 Homecrest Street is seeking a variance from section 4.5, table A, to allow an air conditioning condenser unit to encroach into the required 10 feet side yard setback. He is requesting a variance of 3 feet from the required 10 feet, which would reduce the required setback to 7 feet.
Thank you very much, Noreen.
Sure.
Nicole, I don't believe that he's on. But the other thing I was just going to mention is you did not read the rules about the public hearing and the way the ZBA goes.
Okay, I'll read them after if he's here or
Okay,
not.
that's fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you want to proceed with this one. He does not appear to be here. I emailed him and told him he should be.
Okay. Did you want to try giving him a call? A minute, just to be sure if you wanted to come on right now, if he is available. If not, how does that work exactly, Eric?
I'm not sure. Let me just try and give him a call real quick.
Okay, and I'll read the rules of the meeting
There you
in the
go.
meantime. Yeah. So before we begin, I'll explain how the ZBA meetings are run. There's two parts to the meeting. The first is the public session in which the petitioner will begin by stating their name and address and explain their petition and what their hardship is. After the petition has been heard, anyone from the public may speak and express whether they are for or against the petition. After all public participation on the public session of the meeting is closed, they cannot speak. During the work session, the public may stay but cannot comment. If the petitioner does stay during the work session, that's fine. If they cannot, then they can call the building department in the morning and they will let you know what the decision is.
I just contacted him. He said he is logging on in the next couple minutes here.
Okay,
He had some emergency with his daughter, so.
okay. So we will give him a second if that's okay with everyone. Sorry for the delay.
It is. Mhm.
Okay.
That's fine.
The first petition is still open, right?
Yes, it is, Judy.
Did
Is
the
there a question
applicant?
that you wanted to ask the applicant?
Yes.
Of
Is that
course there is.
okay?
I'm going to assume it was Kelly, correct? And Ron, are you still there?
I think they got off, actually.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
They may have kind of answered it already.
All right.
I have the feeling that they have one way of fixing it, and that's it. That they didn't get into a second way.
I had a question, this is Sharon, about it also. So that means that they would be going 17 feet into the setback, and does that create a problem, a hardship for like equipment getting between structures or between buildings or what have you because of the loss of 17 feet?
Not directly in the front of the house, no.
Okay,
No, it shouldn't. And Mr. Costa is now available. He's
All right.
on.
Perfect. So, Eric, do you think we should read the petition over again?
Yeah,
Or-
absolutely.
Noreen, do you mind reading that one more time, please?
Oh, that's fine.
Thank you.
Petition 00-21-05, Adrian Costa of 44 Homecrest Street is seeking a variance from section 4.5, table A, to allow an air conditioning condenser unit to encroach into the required 10 feet side yard setback. He is requesting a variance of 3 feet from the required 10 feet, which would reduce the required setback to 7 feet.
Hi, Adrian. If you could just state your name and address and explain to us what you're trying to do with this petition and yeah.
No problem. My name is Adrian Costa. I'm the owner of 44 Homecrest Street, Newington. As of right now, what I'm looking to do, I would like to put air conditioning in the house, and I wanted to set up, get everything all done, and where the electrical unit and everything that controls the house, as far as the gassing and the plumbing, all the main controls, where that room is located. I was trying to have the air condenser outside of that room over there next to all the circuits and the electrical to keep everything nice and configured to the house there.
Thank you. Does any commissioners have any questions at all for Mr. Costa?
I just have an observation. I drove by the home this afternoon, and I saw a cement bed, I guess, and I took it to be something that you would put the condenser on, if that's the right word, but the unit
Yes.
on, so it doesn't sit on the dirt. Is that
Correct? It
Okay.
would sit on a concrete base.
Thank you, concrete base, yes. And it would be very close to all of the mechanicals that you need. Okay.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
all right, thank you.
No problem.
Anyone else have any questions or comments or anything they'd like to say or ask?
Mike Karanian. Hi, how are you? What's
How
on
you
the
doing?
other side? What's on the other side of the house preventing you from putting it there?
So the other side of the house, it just puts everything. My driveway. I have a barn to the house where all the lawnmower and all that stuff goes. I have a set of stairs there. If I put a unit there, it's kind of random there, and it also I'd end up having to put all the electrical. I'd have to wire everything to the opposite side of the house, and it would cost quite a bit of money for me to get that kind of electrical to the other side.
Where did the town suggest you put it? Because my understanding is they usually tell you where you can put it.
They didn't really suggest where they didn't really had any recommendations where to put it. They were just basically mentioning as far as what the rules were right now. And if I was going to wrap it around to the back of the house, I have a patio there that I had that I had put in this past summer.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Judy Yagelski, is it also a heating unit too, or is it just AC?
Just for central air. And it's nice
Just
and quiet.
central air. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not a heat pump. Okay.
And when the applicant came in originally, like he stated, we had a discussion about the setback in that side yard.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he and his contractor discussed other options of where he could go. I said the other side of the house, or obviously behind the house, we could avoid the variance process, and this is the option that he chose to take.
Okay.
Any other questions for the petitioner? All right, so now we'll move to the public participation end. If there is anyone from the public that would like to speak for or against either of the two petitions, just state your name and address, that would be great prior. Eric, I'm just wondering, is that person that says J as attendees, are they, I'm assuming
They're there. I just asked him to unmute if he'd like to speak or raise his hand.
okay,
I haven't seen anything at the moment.
okay. I'll give him a second or two, a couple
Sure.
minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
If not, it doesn't seem like there's anyone else that's on.
That is
I think-
correct.
Okay, and then we can possibly close that public participation.
Absolutely.
All right.
Does not appear that Jay wishes to speak.
All right. Sounds good. I'll make a motion to close the public participation and open up the work session.
I'll second that.
Second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Okay. Anyone have any questions, any thoughts or anything about this or any of the petitions? We'll probably vote in the new business, but if there's anything we wanted to chat about here before we do that.
Mike Karanian.
Go ahead,
just-
Mike.
I was just going to mention that on the stairs on the first petition.
Yep.
I would believe that 5 years ago when they applied to have it changed to a 2-family, they would have been told if they needed to have that. So to me, it's not a hardship. And they're saying that they're not going to encroach any farther, but they're still going to encroach. And I just believe that if it's a 2-family, they should have, it's up to code. So I just don't believe they need it. It's something they want, not need.
Thank you, Mike.
If
Full
I
here.
can speak
Go ahead, Eric.
briefly,
Yep.
I'm honestly not even sure they actually went through the proper process to do a conversion to a 2-family.
It seems like, Eric, it was a 2-family in the beginning. It just was family.
Right, and those are allowed, but if you have a 2-family when you're renting it out or whatever, I believe you are supposed to get a special permit for that.
Yeah, and so you don't think that they did then, or?
I'm not positive. I'd have to research
Yeah.
it. I didn't really know it was going to be an issue, or if it is an issue for you guys.
Well, I just don't think that if they had a petition, I mean, if they asked for a permit for that to do that, then they probably would have requested that 5 years ago when they decided to.
That makes sense to me, yes.
And now all of a sudden it's changed for the 5 years that they have had tenants in there in both those sides. But any other comments, questions, anything? My only question beforehand is, or comment, for the second petition, I personally don't see an issue. We did just grant a variance like this, if I'm not mistaken, 2 meetings ago on the New Britain Avenue. They
That's
kind of
correct.
situation, and the air conditioning condensers are actually a lot quieter these days, and not really as loud as they used to be, and not as big either. I don't see an issue with it, but whatever everyone else thinks as well, and we'll vote later on. Does anyone? Anything?
I tend to
Yes.
agree with you, Nicole. They are quieter. We have a heat pump and AC unit, and it was quieter than when we first looked at them. And you have to have it at one end of the house. And if you have to do it through your garage and your family room, that's can make it not worth getting it. The other thing with the stairs, personally, for safety, I want to see two separate entrances.
All right.
Like it. So that means
Nicole?
that
I
I would
believe
vote
Mr.
no.
Becker has his hand raised as well.
Okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Thinking of the second petitioner there about the air conditioning thing, I see no problem with that because I can see why even I would want something like that at that location based on putting it elsewhere and the huge increase in the expense of getting it done. And on the first one, it does not increase the encroachment. The house was built right on the line to start with. And it's not going to go beyond that line. It's going to just be right next to what's already there. So I personally don't see why there's any problem with that.
All right. Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, comment, anything they want to talk about on the work session about both of them? The petitions? All right, perfect. I'm going to make a motion to close the work session.
Second.
Thank you, Judy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Has anyone gone over the minutes at all? I can make a motion to approve the minutes from 8/5/21. If whomever was at that meeting, if they want to make a motion or anything at all.
Mike Karanian, I'll make a motion to approve them.
All right,
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect.
I'll abstain. I wasn't
Thank you,
there.
Judy.
Right.
Eric, any communications or reports at all?
No, like I said, if you guys as a body feel that we're getting too many of these air conditioning ones, you can request the TPZ to maybe look into changing the regulation for AC units. So we can do it by zoning permit, reduce that setback to 7 feet or whatever you guys are comfortable with. And then we can avoid some of these at this level. So something for you guys to consider.
All right, yeah, that is actually something for us to consider. Is that something that we'd have to do at a meeting at some point, maybe? If we do at another meeting and go over exactly what the parameters would be?
Yeah, I mean, you guys could discuss the parameters. We could put it on for a discussion at our next scheduled meeting under communications. We can kind of work that in. If you'd
All
like
right.
to make it an agenda item.
Okay. Does anyone would anyone be okay with that? If, maybe looking into parameters and maybe seeing what we can do, if anything, if we do get a lot more of these?
I mean, because again, this is something that would have to be like a text amendment to the zoning regulations at the TPZ level. So, I mean, if you guys even just verbally request it to me, I can pass that along to the planner and we can get that to TPZ and we can look into it.
And that would be only for air conditioning units, correct?
Correct. You could say air conditioning unit, AC condensers, or other type of household mechanicals, however you guys think, so it might be something like to have a little bit of a discussion about, just to make sure that we cover everything. Typically, it's AC condenser units. That's pretty much, people put in AC and, they're typically going in a side yard, and on these older homes, like we see, they're already built up right to the 10-yard setback line. So
You might also have a heat pump AC unit combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, maybe in the next meeting, that would be good, maybe to put some time in to just go over that if, and we'll see how we feel on it, and
yeah,
collectively, everyone can make a decision if they are or if they're not. Perfect. Noreen, do you mind reading the first petition in the new business, please?
Oh, not at all. Petition 00-21-04, Ronald Bartenstein, owner of the property at 55 through 57 Dartmouth Place, is seeking a variance from section 4.5, table A, to allow a staircase to encroach into the required 35-foot front yard setback. He is requesting a variance of 17 feet from the required 35 feet, which would reduce the required setback to 18 feet.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Does anyone want to make a motion at all for this or anything? Or, I'll make a motion if anything, but we can go from there.
I'll make a motion.
All right, Mike, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to against it. I'm not
Okay.
for it.
I will
Again,
second that, Mike. Tim Hutchagner.
Tim Hutt Wagner. Okay, if we could do a vote, and I'll call off each person's name that is here, and we could do it by that way if that's possible. I'm going to assume Mike Cranian, you said no, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and Tim Hutt Wagner, you seconded it, so I'm going to say no for you. Am I correct?
Yeah, to
Well,
deny, right?
To deny. To
Yeah,
deny.
so if it's to deny, they're voting yes to deny,
Oh,
correct.
yes to deny.
because the motion is to deny the application.
Okay, then. So let's start this over again. Mike.
Yes, I want to deny it.
Okay. Tim.
Yes, to deny.
Okay. Bill Bector.
No,
Okay. Judy Igelski.
Deny.
So that is a yes, or is that a yes to deny?
Yes to deny.
Okay. And I am a yes to deny. And I think that is it because Sharon is not voting this evening.
Correct. So
All
it's
right.
four.
So that petition is denied. Noreen, do you mind reading the second petition if possible, please?
Fine. Petition 00-21-05, Adrian Costa of 44 Homecrest Street is seeking a variance from section 4.5, table A, to allow an air conditioning condenser unit to encroach into the required 10 feet side yard setback. He's requesting a variance of 3 feet from the required 10 feet, which would reduce the required setback to 7 feet.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Would anyone like to make a motion at all or go from there for this petition? I'll make a motion to approve the air conditioning unit on
Second.
the
Second.
side setback. And I'll go one by one if that's okay with everyone again.
Who seconded that? I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
I did.
It
I
was-
did. I
Okay.
think two of us did it once.
All right,
you can choose between Judy or Bill.
got it.
Okay, so this is a petition this is going to be a yes vote, correct, Eric?
If you're voting to approve, so you're voting to approve, it's either yes or no.
Yes, I'm voting to approve. Who did you say seconded it, Eric?
Mr. Bector?
Mr. Bector, was that a yes to approve, correct?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay. Judy Igelski,
Yes to approve.
Michael Cranian,
Yes to approve.
and Tim Hutt Wagner.
Yes to approve.
All right,
Thank you.
that has been approved. You're very welcome, Mr. Costa.
We will be in touch, Adrian. You are going to be required to file the approval letter that you get in the mail on the land records with the town clerk's office. There's an associated cost. So when you get that, you file it, and then we'll release your building permits, and you should be good to go.
Awesome. I'll be on it. Thank you, guys.
You're very welcome.
Welcome.
Is
Welcome.
there any old business, Eric, at all to go over?
No old business that I'm aware of.
All right. Would anyone else like to say anything before we make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Bill.
On the first one regarding the stairs, since that did not encroach any further than it already does, what was the reason for opposing it?
anyone like to answer that?
I can
Or-
give you my answer.
Okay,
Sure.
go ahead.
My belief, and I believe when it was built or changed to a two-family, if it's a legal two-family, they should be up to code for everything, and it's not needed. It's just wanted, and there's no need to bring more stuff or more property closer to the street, or it's not coming closer, but in front of the house. And I don't believe it's a legal two-family, so that should be looked into before we approve some more work done to it.
Thank you, Mike. My belief was, I agreed with everything that Mike had said. There is a sort of a nonconformity as it is, since it is coming to us. So I didn't feel like making something more non-conforming and not honestly hearing a valid hardship towards it. But that was my place in it.
Okay, now I get it. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll make a motion to adjourn if everyone's okay with that.
So moved.
That was Judy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a good evening. Stay
Thank you.
safe.
Nope.
Have a
Take
good
care.
night. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks,
Take care.
Eric.
Yep, no problem.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.